Hey, what's going on, guys? You hear that? Yeah. Listen, listen, listen. Let's jump into it. So, let's turn these things off. Just turned off both sides of the facility's fans for circulating the air. Let me find the other app for my dehumidifier. And shut that down for a bit. Cool. That's a little bit better. I'm sure you guys might hear crickets cricking and chirping away. But anyway, it's Will. Flawless Exotic Creations coming to you guys with another video today. Yes, much different video. Guys, keep commenting on our videos. Keep coming with the suggestions. We will never be rude to you at all. We're very receptive of constructive criticism. We're very acceptive of any type of let me turn this sound off. Any suggestions that you would like to see. Actually, we have one subscriber, Spheric Reptiles. Man, shout out to them out there, man. Much respect. Love the videos. I went down the rabbit hole of binge watching their videos. Please, by all means, anyone that's watching our videos, go to our playlist and set it up on your computer or on your TV, the whole 9 yards, and just run it and loop it. Please, we really appreciate all the watch hours. But in talking to them back and forth via us messaging on or leaving messages on or comments on their videos, as well as they leave comments on our videos, it's a mutual respect. Everyone's setup is different on how they do their day-to-day events or week-to-week events. When you're a reptile keeper or a breeder, whether it's hobbyist or a business setup, we don't really gloat or share a ton of information as far as about our facility. We didn't, I guess, roll into like money. We didn't, inherit money. Like, this was literally a lot of back work and sweat and tears. And Audra, as well as myself, we really grinded out to build this. The facility itself houses, both businesses, Flawless Crested Geckos as well as Flawless Exotic Creations. But no one really came in and like built everything out for us. We went to a shed company and had a custom building built. They did the roofing and everything to match our home. The building's 50-foot long, 16-foot wide. We changed everything. We didn't do any windows. We have two entry and exit points. One really that we only use. That being said, once the facility was built, came in on a 16-wheeler, we kind of had our whole story out there for everyone to kind of watch on both brands. But I say all that to lead up to, everything we see. We're we're thankful for where we are, as well as getting out of law enforcement with our lives intact, and being able to be at home with our families for the most part every single day. Show our families, because we have a very unique setting. We're a blended family, obviously. We have 4 children, and they all reside with us. So it's a very proud moment for me, especially to be able to cook dinner, for example, something so simple every night for the kids. That's really special to me. Go to all school events, sports events, and things of that sort. I know this is Reptile Channel. I'm gonna leave that there for now. Again, comment down below any insightful information you may have. But the gist of this video is, once the building was actually delivered, Audra and I did all of this work ourselves. We finished the inside, we did these floors, we did everything ourselves. And Audra is she's a trooper. I really depended on her tremendously, and she came through every single time. So as you can see, we got married recently, and we're a unit. So that being said, we are very humble for where we are, and we're especially me. I have a hard concept that I live life by, and it's not always fair, but I always say, because coming from law enforcement, sports, the whole 9 yards, no one cares what you've done. It's about what you're going to do next. So we are where we are. That being said, talking with messaging back and forth with Spheric Reptiles, if I can get my pronunciation together. And they wanted to know a little bit more insight on the day-to-day reptile care, what it looks like here. I said all that leading up because I understand that everybody does not have the same setup, and everyone doesn't have the same conveniences that we may have the luxury of having at this moment. So I don't want, I want to put that disclaimer out there that I don't want it to make it seem like gloating in any type of way. So our schedule, we do this full time. So all our best practices is what fits our schedule. All that noise you heard in the intro or right before the intro rolled, we built this facility to be a smart facility. All right, we extended, internet service down here. It has its own internet service down here. As Alexa, I won't say it too loud because she'll be listening. We can play music. We can check the weather. Everything Alexa does. We have 82-inch TV on one end, so we can watch TV or do whatever while we're down here for hours and hours and hours. But when it comes to the ball pythons, we had to make things as convenient for us as possible. So this will be an extremely long video if we ran through every aspect of it, but we'll try to break it up, I guess, in parts. We explained before we have a color coding system that kind of helps us. So on a day-to-day basis, I'll give you a general summary, because I want to make this one kind of about Coco and how it makes it really easy for us, our process that we do. But we have a bunch of racks. We live by a minimum of the 30% more rule. What's the 30% more rule? When you have enclosures, quote unquote tubs, in a rack system, any rack system, it could be homemade rack system, it could be bought rack system, whatever it may be, we want minimum 30% more than the required tubs that we may need. If you ask yourself why is that useful, it's even more so useful when it comes to rodents, which is a whole nother story. We do 1-to-1 when it comes to rodents, meaning for every single tub of rodents we're going to have an additional tub empty. So that way for the rodents, I'll touch on it. Let's say we're going to clean rodents today and we're ripping and running, going to schools, cooking dinner, going to the grocery store. I can literally go out and for 50 tubs of rodents, mice and rats, I can pre-fill with horse stall refresher, pine pellets, and then bedding, and stack everything up all ready to go in 5 stacks of 10. I can do that in probably 30 minutes, sit it to the side, go run errands, come back. Now all of that is set. Literally all I will be doing with the rodents is pulling the dirty tub with the rodents in it, sitting into a bigger tub, putting the clean tub in, transferring the rodents into the new tub, top off the feed, all tubs, boom. You literally could clean rodents in no time. We take all the dirty tubs. We have one employee, part-time employee, out of the household, and then all of the kids work for us as well. You want to check your laws, because you can write all of that stuff off under your business. There are certain amount thresholds. Again, check with your CPA, but we utilize and take advantage of all of that. That being said, we don't typically clean tubs, so we'll just take the tubs, stack the dirty tubs up. The boys go out into the driveway because the rodents is up into the garage, and they'll bring them out, spray them down, clean them. We use F10 and I can never say this word either, chlorhexidine, I guess I did it. We use that for all our sanitizing needs. Again, I'm trying to hit a whole bunch of different topics. So back to the 30% more rule. 30% more rule. Everybody know racks and tubs are extremely expensive. But this is very important for our collection, growing, and for the sake of saving time. So if you're gonna have, let's say for instance, a round number, 100 tubs. Doesn't matter how many racks it is, but you're gonna have 100 tubs. We try to make sure that we're gonna have 130 tubs. You budget for that, the whole 9 yards, and it just makes things easier. So every single day, and again, this goes back to, I understand everybody doesn't have the same time management we have. Everyone may be working a 9 to 5 or working every day, but things can be tailored to your schedule, to your liking. But pretty much every single day that we're here, sometimes we're out of town, so it may be 2 days or every 2 days, but for the most part every single day we come down and take a look at pretty much every single snake. We don't want any snake sitting in feces or urine, even though we have them set up on cocoa. That being said, we also make sure we do water changes. We do water changes 3 times a week. Make sure we swap out the water. Make sure you don't have any germs, or you want to facilitate as much of a clean enclosure as possible. Another tip that I'm sure if you're watching this video that you already know, ball pythons actually, even though when they do some stupid stuff like slither through their poop and all of that, they actually prefer to be clean. Ball pythons prefer to be clean. If you want to test that out, don't test it out. If they use the bathroom in their tub and you don't clean it, and you're wondering why your snake won't eat, it's probably because they don't want to eat around their food. In the wild, they even say they stay in these small termite mounds, and these small spaces, small holes, waiting for the opportunity for a rodent to come by, and they jump on it, and they'll sit in that spot, and then they'll shed out. Typically almost 100% of the time, once they shed, they poop, and then they move to another cleaner location. So we kind of go by those rules. So the 30% rule. What does 30 additional tubs do for us? So color coding system, all over the place. Blue, we already did a video on these. Blue means there's a male inside that tub with a female. We don't have any paired up now. We go through feeding on Tuesdays. On Thursdays, we do our pairing. Typically, like I said, we check every single day. On Saturday or Sunday, we'll remove the males depending on if they're still locked or not, and in preparation for Tuesday feeding again. So blue is going to be male is in the enclosure. As we walk through and we check and we see a snake in shed, white means a snake is in shed or going into shed. Okay, red means there's a rodent inside, whether it's a mouse or a rat. Majority, 99% of all of our collection are on rats. All right, so red means there's a rodent inside. Very, very important for our system. And red, white, yellow. Yellow, you put yellow on it if that tub needs to be cleaned. We try to make sure we go through absolutely everything first and we tag everything. Now clean, there's 2 types of cleaning. There's going to be a full tub swap, and there's going to be spot cleaning. Either way, going through it the first time, my mind, how I wrap it around this amount of work is I run through everything, making sure I put eyes on every snake, no matter how small the cleaning may be. I don't clean it immediately. What I do is I tag everything. So I'll tag it, and once I'm done tagging everything, I can look through and kind of gauge what's the amount of work that need to be done right now. Then I double back and I'll start going through the cleaning process. Same type of way that I do with the rodents, I'll get a few totes and fill them up with cocoa and start going through, stack those up. That doesn't mean every single one of them is going to be tub swapped. I'll pull the tub out, check, okay, this just need to be spot clean. We have cases and cases and cases of paper towels. We'll spot clean, I'll remove the tab and set it back to the side. If it needs an entire tub swap, we use these labels here that we made. It's really simple. It just tells you whether they ate. We write down every single feeding, every single time they lock. Only thing we don't write down is if they refuse a meal, because it's only Audra and myself that's hands-on with the reptiles, and it's kind of just understood if you know, we feed every single 7 days and it's 14 days and you don't see that it ate 7 days ago, it refuses meal. So we don't write that down. Tub swaps is easy. Basically put the new cocoa in, new water in, change the label, the ID cards, put them in, sit all the dirty tubs off to the side to be dumped and scraped all at one time. At the conclusion of that, we dump and scrape them, stack them up. We have racks off to the side. We have a sink in here, water in here. I did a gray water system when we built the facility. And pretty much the kids as well as our employee, they really are not hands-on with the animals because there's always so much cleaning work to do. They scrub and clean the tubs. They F10 the tubs, the whole 9 yards. If at any moment they're completely done with work, which is never, they sweep the facility, they bleach mop the floors. They do this every single week. All the cleaning stuff is pretty much being done by the employees, and we're doing all the animal care. I'm sitting down here because I still haven't gotten to this yet. This was a prime opportunity to show you how we do our cocoa. So now that cocoa is super low, kind of going to show you a snapshot of what we do. So we don't have a sifter, a cocoa sifter, or anything like that. What we utilize at this point is cocoa chip block. It's Pro Coco. That's what we have been using for a while. We've used the chipper. Repta chip we used for a little bit. In my honest opinion, maybe I have more knowledge to gain about it all, but we're not, how do I say, we're not, let's just say we use the best deals we can possibly get, unless there's just a horrible reputation for the company. None of them have we used and said, hey, we hate this, we're never going to use it again. So I guess until I get to that point with a company, it's kind of whoever's going to have the best deal. This stuff, we got this huge, I'm going to say we got maybe 100+ blocks. We try to get 100+ blocks. We don't. We have a connection where we get on someone else's shipment. We could try to order a pallet ourselves, but unfortunately and fortunately for us, we're not motivated to sell cocoa at all. A little bit selfish in that sense. I don't want to be lugging this stuff in and out from the post office, UPS. I don't want to lug it back and forth from the shows. To me, it's plenty of people that's already deep in the game selling cocoa, and our collection has hit such a size where, I don't know, 100+ blocks of this stuff can pretty much, at this point right now, last us a little, right at a year. So this is the way we end up opening it. Paper's on one side. I cut it all the way open, and typically slide the entire thing out like that. Alright, I try to get every little nick and cranny out of that box. This is the hardcore thing, so you guys gonna laugh at my hands and all of that other stuff, because I'm kind of a little barbaric with this. We don't typically water it down per the directions. We're gonna go against the grain. Typically it's not that bad. We just break it up. So, and the reason behind this is, for my opinion, we keep it in this tote. Now the entire facility, we pretty much climate control everything as far as the ambient temps to the best case scenarios for our animals. That being said, we also control the humidity. We do our best to make sure we cater to our animal needs and not us. So, which is probably why you guys see me sweating down here when it's freezing cold outside, but not freezing in here, thankfully. But I try to break it up. It's a pet peeve. There go Alexa. It's a pet peeve of mine specifically. I'm sure there's nothing, there's something else I could probably do about it. But even now, what I do, I'll break these things down. I put 2 of them in here at a time. I'll spray it down at the sink with a bunch of water, just to kind of the top level, and let it kind of sink in. I'll come back, and this is, we don't do this all the time. This tends to last us a really long time, and I'll sift it myself. But no matter how many times I come down and sift it, like even like now, we got down to the bottom of this, and this was done like last week or a week and a half ago, I still feel moisture down there. Moisture is fine, but moisture, we go through a good amount of it, I guess. But moisture is fine for the humidity. Not really trying to keep a whole bunch of humidity here in this tub. I would actually prefer dry, so I only really add water to help me break it up in certain points. And then I add moisture when we're putting it into the tubs for the snakes, because I don't want it to, anytime you add water to wood, you're gonna have to deal with moisture, humidity, and mold. And doing it this way, we haven't had to deal with mold for the most part at all. So just kind of do it this way, break it into chunks. It don't have to be broken down completely. I try to break it into chunks and then spray it. So some people may see this as a lot of work. We don't mind, because believe it or not, once it's all done, it streamlines our process that I explained to you so fast. I mean, I can swap out, do full tub swaps on 20 snakes in probably 15 minutes. So we like that convenience, and that's one of our processes for doing things. So if I had to gauge it, I've already added the water. I'm not going to sift it with the water. I kind of like the water trying to sink down through all the cocoa that's trying to obviously absorb the moisture, sink through, and then I'll sift it when I come down this evening and check on everything. But for the most part, that's about it. Really love cocoa products, period. I know a lot of people are, you know, quote unquote pro cocoa, meaning pro for cocoa, not the brand, and some people are against it. It's a very useful tool for us. I love it because if you have snakes that urinate or pass urates, it actually attaches to this and doesn't kind of just let them lay there, like wear a paper towel, maybe not absorb everything. There's other avenues as well. You can do the absorbent layers they have now. I guess they're called liners. You could do that, but I think bang for buck, this is probably the best thing that's going to be out there. To me, it helps, keeps things very sanitary, and we love it. So here we are. Go ahead down in the comments with all the dry skin, ashy jokes. Go ahead. I got thick skin. I could take it. Big shoulders. But that's pretty much it for this. I feel like it's a lot of information that I put out there that we're doing here. Again, hopefully no one takes any of this as gloating. We're very thankful for what we have, extremely humble, and we're anxious for the possibilities and for our future. Because we're going to continue stepping on the gas pedal and moving forward. The Flawless brand, you're going to see it everywhere. We're going to continue to try to grow. We have quite a few things under our sleeves as far as series and episodes and new things. We want to keep this channel extremely fun, educational, and maybe informational. Sometimes you gain information that's not necessarily educational, but it was informational. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Really enjoyed doing this video. I don't know why we haven't done a video like this, and much appreciation to all you guys. And time to go take a shower and put some Flawless gear on. All right, Will, Flawless Exotic Creations, we out.